And there's a blue dot family in the USA. All over this world.
All over this world, baby. We're rocking, baby. We are rocking. Where we are? There we are. Shit. Get everything cranked up here and in the right position.
Yeah, there's a blue dot family.
Gotta get everything in position. How y'all doing, baby? It is. Whoa. Oh, it's foggy in here. It's Tuesday, baby. It's Tuesday. It's time for another Blue Dot Family meeting. I am glad y'all are here. Dwayne Twizzle was the first one to jump in the room, followed by Mega Wet Willie. Brandon Johnson's with us. Gary Spring, the remixtress, is with us, thank goodness. And let me see. Bruce Preston is here. Paula Gibson, thank you for being here, darling. Stephanie Dean, where's Jay? I assume he's right. Why do you keep doing that shit to me? Smart ass squaw's here. Adina Michael, Gary Spring all the way up in Canada. Michael Johnson's with us. Tracy Tobias, baby. I seen your post. Oh, my heart goes out to you, baby. I know that pain. Anyway, baby, I'm glad you're here. Jeanette Miller, Jeff Curry, Gene Prim is here. Nina Valdez, thank you for being here. Let me get on down here where I'm supposed to be. Let me see you. Irene. Wow, Irene, welcome. Mega Willie's here. BW's here. Mark Perkins, thank you very much. Our own Bernadette Priya's in the thank you very much. Anyway, tongue tie. Shit. So, what's going on in y'all's world? How about that shit? I'm still riding that high of taking the Senate, baby, and the race for the House is now the Republicans have 216, Democrats have 205, and it looks like the Republicans are going to pick up the House, baby. And here we go. It's gonna be a hayride, baby. We're gonna find out what the hell's going on. We already know what's gonna go on. We already know that the Republicans are gonna have committees down there in the House, baby. Guess what? They're gonna investigate the shit. But what really pissed me off is a comment by who else other than our lovely Marjorie Taylor Greene out of Georgia's 14th district, and I still don't know what's wrong with them people. I know they got better to pick from than that. I know they do. I don't know why they keep sending her back up there, because she gets a lot of headlines. Well, she's getting headlines because she can't wait to start questioning where every dime of that money that we sent to Ukraine, where is it? We want accounting of every penny, which is great. I don't mind accounting for what we're doing, but that's not her goal. Her goal is to cut off Ukraine's aid. That's her goal. And when I hear that, it pisses me off because, you know, Republicans, baby, they like to fly the flag and talk about freedom and human rights. Or not human rights. They don't give a shit about human rights. But they love democracy and freedom. This is our country. This is what we fight for. Well, guess what? Ukraine's doing the same damn thing. And don't think for a minute that the Republican Party wouldn't cut the knees out from underneath them and hand Ukraine over to Russia. I believe that. There's a whole lot of people changed their mind about Russia after they went there in, what was it? I want to say 2018, July 4th. I don't know. I can't remember the year. It was July 4th. A bunch of them came back. Changed people. All pro-Russian. Donnie was pro-Russian. Changed the fucking party into pro-Russian as far as I could see. So they're going to try to handicap them, man. So, to those who occasionally watch my show, I remind you, you can wave the fucking flag all day long. It's what you do. It's what your integrity is, what you stand for. That's what counts. That's what counts with every one of us. And I couldn't be prouder of every one of you that we were in this fight, that I know every one of you out there voted, and still to this day we're paying attention. Pretty soon now we're going to have to let it slide a little bit here just so we can regain control of our lives. But the House ain't done yet, and there's going to be more more entertainment, as I call it, coming down the pike. I think we're going to see some indictments and some more information coming out about January 6th. And so we have that to look forward to. And I hope it goes well, because this is we're going to have a shot at justice here, baby, and it needs to be done. Anyway, it is Tuesday. It's going to be another exciting week. Let's see who's got there. Let me get my hand warmer here. Joe Garcia's got his hand up, and so does Ed. We'll get Ed. Joe, how are you doing, brother? Joe, are you with us?
He's muted.
Oh, he's muted, Joe. You're muted. Ed, how are you?
I'm great. It's been
Here
a
we
week.
go. Here we go. How was that?
That's better, Joe.
Loud and clear, Joe.
All righty. Well, it ain't over till it's over.
It ain't over until it's over, and it ain't never going to be over, baby.
No,
That's the sad part of it. It's never going to be over. You know, we have 2 years now, 24. Not that anybody wants to jump into that shit right now, but there is supposed to be an announcement later on this evening, and you know, we're gonna put up with the entertainment from that. But Joe, thank you for being here. Ed, you with us now?
Yes.
All right. How's everything in your life, buddy?
Well, we got that runoff going smoothly. Of course, still dealing with the aftermath of the red tide
Oh yeah, the red tide. J-Man
in Georgia.
just you know, washed all over everything, I guess. And I think it hit Florida and washed out. Georgia has to put up with a little ripple coming from it, but I think overall
However, we still got Warnock.
we still got. I think he's going to win. I think he's going to come in.
Of course, I voted for him last year in the early. Voted for him back in 2020 in December in the runoff.
This ain't over, baby. It ain't over. We got more to, and let's welcome our own Bernadette Pree. Bernadette, how are you doing, darling?
I'm good,
Got to get my daily
John.
fix of Bernadette. So
Can you hear me?
not a bit.
We can hear you.
Okay, cool. Just working for that Warnock campaign. Trying to get the word out. Let me put it out one more time because we need to contribute to them, because that crazy motherfucker that wants guzzling cars to continue to roam the planet so we could still, because it's good for the air in America, right?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, this man is like, seriously, y'all, if you got $2, if you got $3, I encourage you to spend 5 or more.
So I spend $10 on Warnock's campaign every month.
Look,
Tribute.
That's where to send it, baby.
$10 a month for some sanity in the Senate. It's worth it.
It's going to be a fight.
Exactly.
Raphael Warnock
It is
right there.
worth it.
If you could afford a couple of dollars, 2 for blue,
Please
send
do
it.
for blue this man.
Because you know they're going to try to pull out the guns in Georgia for Walker. So we have to be
Yes.
prepared. We have to back up what we say. So yeah, there you go. Raphael Warnock. I got another.
There's still a lot of crazy in our house.
There is.
And it's going to be there, guys. This is why we must stay diligent in every election.
Every
We
time
can't
we vote.
go back to just doing presidentials and leaving the rest up to the crazy of this country. We see what happens.
Because there's a lot of
They
crazy in this
foment
country.
insurrections.
Let me send out a thank you, and I apologize again. Jenny did not pop up. I'm having trouble, and the only way to fix it right now would be to restart OBS, and if I did that, the show would go black. I can't do that, so I'm sorry for that. But let me thank Homer's Reluctant Odyssey, came in with a $20 donation through Super Chat. Christopher, thank you very much. I hope Dawn is doing well. My love goes out to y'all, please, and thank you for that. I appreciate it tremendously. I know who Homer Reluctant Odyssey is. Yes, hell of a carpenter.
It's like
Hell of a
Disney.
carpenter, I'm telling you.
Right on.
Oh, man.
We got some talent in
knows
his,
wood,
in
I'm
his
telling
crew
you
now.
that. Huh? What was that?
Talent in his crew.
I'm sorry.
I said we got some talent in this crew.
We do.
Yes.
We have a lot of talent in the Blue Dot family. And speaking of that, Travis gave me a new button. I think this is... No, that's Raphael Warnock, so there's 2 for blue. I hit the wrong button. I have buttons. There it is.
Uh-oh.
Travis made this because I do want to highlight. If you're on Facebook, I did not name that, by the way. This website, this Facebook page, has been active since, I would guess, maybe 2 months after I started using my voice. I can't say who, but it was actually, I can tell you it was a doctor out in California that started this page, and I was very impressed. It's been handed off to management, to our friend Candy Pickard, who takes care of that. And it's not mine. It's a separate entity from all the things I do, but that is our official Blue Dot family page on Facebook. So if you can, go by there and visit, and that group has grown exponentially over the years. So they've been in operation about 6 years.
They've been going at it for a while.
A long
and
time.
they do a good job. They do a good job over there.
Yeah, if you're on Facebook, most of our Blue Dots on Facebook. Hey, Ohio Dad 70. Hey, Steve, how you doing? I remember people. See, they go up in the Rolodex. Now, sometimes the Rolodex gets a little cranky up there. Gets a little slow. I miss a page or two and I have to back up. But, baby, I want you to know my Rolodex is full. Hi, Carolyn. Anyway, where were we? Something backed up?
Well, you got a super chat coming at you here shortly.
Let me see. Mega Wet Willie came in with $5 and said, here, oh, there it went. It moved. I got to wait for it to pop up over here and go over this side. Now, see here, this is where we need Jeopardy music and all that shit. Come on. Maybe it would just be easier if I just...
Here's what it said.
Here, I got it.
You got it, John?
I got it.
Okay,
it says,
cool.
Here's hoping cool heads prevail over the possible Russian missile strike on Poland, and condolences to the two who were killed. Two in a family were killed. Indeed,
Blame into that one.
we are all, it's...
Oh.
I understand that
Very shocking.
Pakistan is calling for Article 4, which is not Article 5. Article 5 is we getting a whole mess of shit.
Yes.
But Article 4, Poland has requested a meeting of NATO. They want to express their concerns, which is exactly what should be happening right now. We probably know it's a Russian missile. We don't know if it was intentionally fired because it landed, they said, 4 kilometers across the border. Somebody do the math there. I'm thinking that's probably like 4 or 5 miles. Actually, a kilometer is a little less, I think. Anyway, don't be testing me. But yeah, it's pretty close to the border. And they're saying a possibility exists that it could have been knocked off its trajectory by Ukrainian fire trying to blast it out of the sky. But there's 2 of them. So that creates a probability. I don't know. 4 kilometers equals 2 miles. See, I knew I could count them. Thank you, Just Coggins. See, I knew it. I was just testing you. See,
we got some talent in this crew.
Yeah, evidently math is not one of mine. And it's not. Now, this is they invented the calculator. It's like, I don't know. Here, punch it in there. That's the answer. No, it is. It's a serious situation. And so right now, everybody's holding their breath and going and seeing what's going to happen. I think Russia has found itself in a very difficult position for a world power that it is not looking too good in Ukraine, kind of getting their ass kicked.
About a week or so ago, I was reading an article, and Ukraine is collecting all the missile shells that they could find and stockpiling them to bring war crimes against Russia at some point in the future. They're collecting evidence. So
nobody wants to see an escalation.
It's a good thing.
But I don't understand how Ukraine can resist from firing into Russia, except for it would be a massive escalation. But look what Russia is doing to Ukraine. It's terrorism. They're going after the civilian population. That's bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
And they should be held accountable for it. I think, what the answer to that problem, down deep in my heart has to come from within Russia, and Russia has to rise up and kick Putin's ass out of the house. He's made himself wealthy and off the backs of the Russian people.
I don't know why the Chechens won't won't help the Ukrainians.
The Chechens.
Yes,
See, now you're testing me on geography.
just saying.
Well,
Just saying.
there's a whole lot of people back in Ukraine. All of NATO is backing them to one degree or another, and even nations outside of NATO are still backing them. It's a difficult war. I'm proud as shit of the Ukrainian people for rising up the way they did and push the Russians back. That's a hell of a feat for a small country against the massive power of Russia. But it shows you. Now, I'm not talking about the technical issues of Russia's power. They have nukes. But do you have an army that can succeed? And obviously, Russia does not. And that goes to dedication. It goes to morale. It goes to the willingness of your soldiers to go into battle, even if they think they're going to die. That's what every army is.
Soldiers are jumping ship. They don't want to go into battle. They don't want to die for him.
They think it's an unjust war.
Yes.
There are no
and
Nazis.
They ain't getting paid either. Oh yeah, no, they ain't happy about it.
Putin's original claim was there's Nazis. Nazis. Well, where are the Nazis? They didn't find them. So it's a bunch of bullshit. Just trying to
It was supposed to be an easy war.
Well, that's
it was supposed to be an easy walk. For Russia.
And if Trump had been in office, it would have been.
It would have been, yes.
Because Trump would not have. Trump was doing his best to destroy NATO from the inside anyway. Let's face it, he was pissed off all the NATO leaders.
And not only that, but their men are not returning home alive.
No, they're coming home with body bags. Let me send out a thank you to Keith Thompson, our buddy Keith. Hoorah, buddy. Came in with a $5 donation and said, the fight ain't over until we get rid of the MAGA right-wing nut jobs out of the public office. We the people is built on. We the people. There it is in a nutshell. Thank you, Keith. Yeah.
There it is.
We're not
John.
done. They're still in our government. Go ahead.
John, my condolences to those who died in Dallas at the air show.
Yeah, that was
very, very unfortunate.
Yeah, I saw the video of that. That's I've been to an awful lot of air shows, and during an air show like that, the airspace is controlled by a ground controller from the air show, not from the FAA or anything like that. It's from the show itself, and there was a miscalculation. I believe on the path of the smaller fighter aircraft, the P-61.
Absolutely.
I think by the time he was coming out of that swing, he didn't see that B-17 until the last minute, and it's too late. Nobody wants to see.
Horrible. It was absolutely horrible.
It is devastating. Yeah, it is.
And being so low as they were, there was no time.
No. VP-47 out in California, Moffett Field, California, 73. They had a P3 RP. My squadron. Shit. How do I do this? They had a P3 RP.
You all right, John?
Yeah. Our squadron was coming in for a landing. So was a NASA aircraft. Final approach. Last few seconds of the approach, last minute. Tower called out to our plane. Landing 3-2 left. Planes called back, confirmed 3-2 left. Tower said confirmed. So our aircraft made the adjustment to land at the right called runway.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I lost some of my shipmates right at the end of the runway. Anyway.
I remember you telling this story before.
Doesn't matter.
This is very new to me.
It's like it happened yesterday. I can tell.
When you talk
Um,
about it,
Yeah.
yes. Yeah.
Br-
That's
brings
the
it back.
problem any of us have with emotional things that we've gone through in our lives.
Yep.
Not new. I apologize.
No,
No, you're fine.
You don't have to apologize. You witnessed
Fine,
something
you're
that's
good.
traumatic, and it's obviously still very traumatic for you. And that's how trauma is. You
Yep.
do not have to apologize for that.
There are many-
I'm sorry that you had to witness that, and you still carry it after all these many, many years.
You do. And that's why I remind people that most of the time when you see a veteran, there are people standing around him that you will not see. There are names.
you
How
know,
about us
last,
taking the Senate? How about that shit?
there we go.
There we go.
Yeah.
Hey, John, how about this? Colorado threw Bobert under the bus, literally.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Where is that bus? Hey, right there. Hey, stand right here. Oh, I'm sorry.
Ooh.
It could happen. We don't know. You don't know the mysterious way the Lord works. Anyway,
What happened, Boo Boo?
they shit. Let me get my shit together. I know I shouldn't have gone into that. It is mid-air collision was terrible. I saw the video of it, and yeah, when it's so low to the ground, there's little chance for anything. And
But we still, we still have a chance in the House. It may be very, very, very slim.
it's extremely
It ain't over.
slim. It ain't over yet. They're still at
It ain't over.
216. I'm looking at the map here in front of me with the districts on it. Where that's a wrong mouse. Let's get our shit together here.
You grabbed the
I
wrong
hate it.
mouse. That one ran from you.
Yeah, it ran from me. I got a splash swatter. I'll whack it. One that bothers me the most is Bobart winning out in Colorado. She's still ahead. And I don't know what the numbers are, but it says 50.2. She's ahead, and Fritz is at 49.8. I just hate losing to her. It's like losing to Marjorie Taylor Greene. It's a freaking
Oh, Lord.
embarrassment. And
She won by a landslide.
I know it. Ain't that sad? Ain't that
No.
sad?
Yeah, it is that.
But
Angry.
that's a
angry
representation of the
stuff.
people.
It
angry
is.
stuff.
And then isn't that sad?
It's very sad.
Because I looked at her district
me
where
mad,
she's
really.
up in the corner of Georgia near Alabama and Tennessee, and I
It's
just
in Georgia,
it's a pretty damn deep red area, and
of course.
but even that's the best you got, really? Nobody smarter, nobody more articulate or able to actually legislate shit. You got to send her up there? Same way with Bobart. Really, that's the best you got?
Yep.
That's the best you have to offer up there, I guess.
But you now you have Republicans going after Trump, blaming Trump for losing.
I hope.
No, the Republicans are simply imploding right now, and it's a
Oh, yeah.
pleasure to watch them.
There you go. To me, it's going to
Falling
be
apart.
pure entertainment what we're going to see coming out of the Republican Party.
That's right. That.
Yeah.
You know, what it says to me is that the country didn't buy extreme MAGA rhetoric, okay? And what it also says with the way that this House is split up, almost as even as the Senate is now, is that the country wants the Democrats and the Republicans to fucking work together at fixing our country. Neither side is going to get what they want out of this. Okay? That house is going to be so close. They ain't going to be able to
Yeah,
pass
this is a
anything
slim margin.
without compromise. And that's what the people are saying. Y'all get your asses up there and you fucking compromise and fix
Exactly.
this shit.
Exactly.
I'm going to be pointing out over the next 2 years just exactly, we're going to see which way the Republicans take the House here. But I have a hint at where they're going, just what's been coming out of their mouths. And I'm going to point out as much as I can the bullshit that we're going to go through, which it was a reminder of Benghazi, and Hillary's emails, all her emails.
And see, John, that's exactly what the people are saying they don't want.
They're tired of that shit. But every time
Yes,
the
I heard
Republicans
that.
get
Yeah.
in, that's what they do, because they play the game of, oh, look how terrible the other side is. We don't need a plan for the future. I just want you to look how terrible they are. And that's not, it's not a
They
way
had nothing.
to progress
They
the
had
country.
nothing to
Nothing.
offer,
Nothing.
and yet they were capable of holding their seats. That means we Democrats, we got to do a better job next time of
We do.
convincing the 1/3 of Americans, which is the largest voting bloc, that doesn't vote.
And there's our problem. People that don't vote.
There is our problem.
For me, I'm looking at, in front of me is MSNBC's website with their map of that I can switch between the Senate, the House, and the governors, so I can see the little map all across the United States. If you go to one of these and you click on the House and look at that map, it's almost enough to scare your ass. It is basically red almost coast to coast. There's only one state, and that is New Mexico, that is totally blue, that has every district is a blue district. I don't see it. Well, I don't know.
Yeah, but you're looking at a lot of land mass. I'm looking at the numbers here in California, and you're looking at a lot of land mass with very low population.
And in California,
yet they get,
you got
and
high
and I'm
population.
looking exactly, and even here in California, throughout we got 52 districts in our state, and even throughout our states, the red districts, which are low population, pulled higher numbers as far as voter turnout than the blue districts with the higher populations. We have got to get these people off their asses and
To
recognize. I mean, we got 30. I think the last time I looked, which was just yesterday or the day before, 31% of the voters voted, of registered voters here in California. 31%. And yet in red districts, that populated number was like 60% of those voters got out to vote in that district, okay? Now, if you're saying 30% of the voters voted, that means 70% of the voters who are registered to vote are willing to allow somebody else to make that decision for them. That's a shame.
John,
Yes.
what percentage voted here in Texas? Do you know?
The percentage of the vote in Texas, I don't know the overall, the grand total of who voted in the population against no, I don't. Maybe
I had heard a couple of days ago there was 9 million voters in Texas, registered voters that did not vote.
And I can tell you why too. And it does, it bothers me because it is the population that elects a governor. Okay, it's not doesn't give a shit about what district you live in. We're all going to vote for the governor. But farther down that list after governor, every one of these districts in Texas is gerrymandered to shit. We are one of the most gerrymandered states in this country. So a lot of Democrats, a lot of liberal-minded people are disheartened and discouraged from even voting because what's the point? What's the point?
Well, not only that, but they made it extremely difficult. You have a high voter suppression. You have all your voter suppression. There were a million votes. There was a million vote difference in Georgia in the Senate race. There were a million ballots that did not get counted because of the early voting laws that had been passed since 2020 and 2022. Million ballots got taken off the registration.
Absolutely. That's how come we were trying to really push to make
because
sure
of voter
your
suppression.
registration was up to date.
And that's why it's so extremely important to go out and support Raphael Warnock in this runoff election.
And you know what? It's all. There's a big letter that comes to mind, and that's E, effort. There was no effort on the part of our Texas people to go and make sure they could get it done.
Yeah. Let me send out a thank you to Miss Linda, a.k.a. Mary Helen. And she said in $10, said, well, of course she said that. She said, hey, John Boy, I want to welcome a new member on Patreon. Thank you very much, my friend Nyoka Corley, if I said that right. Can I get a big old blue dot welcome for her and husband John from Sonoma, California? Outstanding. Where's my... There it is. Hey, welcome and thank you for coming on to our... Look, the whole freaking audience went nuts when they... Anyway, Miss Linda, thank you and welcome to Nyoka. Welcome to the family, baby. It grows every day. You wouldn't believe.
Can I say something?
No. No.
Right.
I was just shitting you. Go ahead, buddy.
I'm going to say that still, thank you for your services, sir, protecting and serving our country still. And of course, that was a traumatic incident, but still, you served our country gratefully.
I appreciate it.
And that's why I thank you from the bottom of my heart.
I thank you. I thank you. And as I say to everybody that says that to me, thank you for paying your taxes. Neither one of us had fun doing it, but it had to be done. So, yeah.
I had great faith in Beto O'Rourke.
I did
to
too.
become governor.
And I still do. I still do. I still think
What's
he's the
that?
best
I'm
thing
hoping he
Texas
could
have
run
done.
against Cruz
I don't think we're seeing the last
in a
of him.
couple. Oh,
How's that Michigan State doing up there, Michigan?
it's doing great.
Oh, it's doing fantastic, John.
I know y'all stay blue in the governorship.
Well, not just the
Congratulations.
governorship.
Not just the
We
governor.
actually flipped our house.
Did
There
you?
you go.
See, I don't
We
know everything
did.
yet. I still got, other shit in my head.
We have had a Republican House for I don't know how long here in the state, and it flipped.
Outstanding.
It is outstanding.
Yeah, this
Awesome.
this big red wave did not turn. They're going to take. I fear they're
It
going
was
to take.
more
It's
purple
not
rain,
over
they
with
say.
yet, but they're extremely
The-
close.
They say it was
The
purple
four-
rain.
The four MAGA Secretary of States that, fuck Trump, supported and backed and all the rest of that, they all lost. How about that one?
How about that?
Yeah.
Let me see.
That's
what
that's
I
worth
looked
a
at.
cold one.
Yes. Oh, come on. Don't be
One of
doing
them
that
was
shit
in,
to me.
crazy ass Arizona.
Oh, I done
Crazy
hit the
ass
wrong
Arizona, man. Oh, it's so good that Arizona, the people of Arizona saw through that shit and did what they knew was to be right.
button. Oh, come on.
There's still hope out there.
Yes, and that's why we can't stop is because democracy won, but just barely. And these fools are not going to give up easy.
No.
Okay, they're not going to go down just because they didn't get their way in this election. They're just going to simply lick their wounds, fill their crazy cups back up, and go out there and try it again. Okay, so we have to stay diligent. We really, really got to get out the vote. Voter turnout is going to be huge in this next election.
It is, and and as a matter of fact, it's going to be huge in the very next one in December. So if you're living down in Georgia, baby, again,
Yep.
make sure you're ready. Make sure that you're
Yep.
ready, and make sure you get your ballot in. I think you can even vote by mail if you get your request in by a certain amount of time or something. I'm not sure.
They are
That'd be
cutting
really
it slim
myself.
down there. They are cutting it slim down there, and that is by design.
Yes.
They are going to try to suppress the vote as much as possible. If you know people in Georgia, get them out to the polls. 2 for blue, Raphael Warnock. He needs every dime he could get right now.
Every dime.
Okay.
Every dime. Because there's a fight, baby. There's a fight going on,
Yeah.
and it's gonna be like that for the next 2 years. Before
Yeah.
before so we have to be prepared. So 2 for blue, Raphael Warnock. There's his address. You can send in a couple bucks if you can afford more. That would be great. The fight ain't over, and you can bet your ass they're going to be spending money down there trying to get Walker in there. So we need to support our guy, and so there is Raphael.
And everything that comes out of that man's mouth is enough to make your head pop. So don't listen to him.
Yeah,
Just go out and
I
support
have not,
Raphael.
I have not seen it, but there was a headline, something about they showed Herschel Walker on stage, and the caption under it, can anybody decipher what he's talking about? And I meant to go listen to it or read the story, and I didn't have time. And but that was the little quip underneath it. Does it? It's because if you listen to him, I don't know, good ball player, I guess, but Come on, man. Let's use a little brains here. At least demonstrate that you got them, that they weren't rattling around so much that you can't use them. You know, that whole story, it just killed me when he told the story about the bulls. Really?
Yeah, well, the one about the gas guzzling cars,
Yeah.
and China taking our bad air,
Bad air,
our
yeah,
good air,
yeah.
and
Makes no
sending the,
sense.
yeah,
Makes no
he
sense.
doesn't make any sense. It's lunacy at the highest level. But the man has $30 million backing him right now. Okay,
Nice.
and it doesn't matter to the Republican Party if he doesn't make any sense. He can
No.
be told what to do,
That's going to be
and
his
that's
job.
why they have him.
That's going to
That
be
is
his
his-
job. You
yeah.
sit down, shut up, we'll tell you what to do. And Herschel would
And
be fine
remember,
with that. He'll be
Lo-
fine.
loony bins didn't keep us from getting a bad president either.
That's true.
No,
That's true.
and he's still out there hollering about 2020. He hasn't gotten over that, and I bet you 10-1 that's what he's going to talk about tonight was 2020 election, and this election was stolen, and voter fraud, and all the rest of his crazy ass bullshit that he's been saying for the last,
Everybody's picking on
Hold-
me.
hold
Everybody
on.
hates me.
Hold on to your britches because the headline coming up says McCarthy wins the GOP nomination for
Yeah.
Speaker. So, at least two years of Kevin McCarthy, and we know what he's like. The ass kisser of Donnie is the biggest ass kisser, one of the. Well, I don't know. But it's a race between Kevin McCarthy and
Did
Lindsey
he get
Graham.
the full 218? Because I had heard that he didn't get the full 218. He got the 188 or something like that.
he didn't get full support. I think there were 30 Republican House members that
Right.
voted against him. Is the
Right.
number I saw. So yeah, he's got some problems. Well, for one,
But-
the Freedom Caucus wants to put in the rules that they can vote on the speaker at any time they want. And that's like saying, okay, you can be speaker right now, but hey, next week we could have a vote and kick your ass out. And he doesn't want to agree to that. You know, he's like the rest of them. No, it's a 2-year term. You get another shot in 24. And we can't rest on our laurels because the Senate comes up again in 24. In 2
Yeah.
years, the
Right.
Senate is coming back up, and this time Texas is going to be in the ballgame.
We have to keep the momentum going. As
Is,
exhausted as we are, we have to keep it going.
Constant.
Yeah, lick your wounds quick because they ain't gonna stop.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that's how come
Is,
we need to spurse in some humor and stuff, because it is going to be a long 2 years, and there's going to be a lot of drama, but right now, I'm thinking that all of us really, we know what's going to happen. We've got the Senate, and we've said before the elections that was the main objective was to keep the Senate. If they would have got the Senate, well then holy shit, hold on for the impeachment of Biden and all this other crap. If they got both the House and the Senate, but they didn't. And as a matter of fact, we picked up a seat.
Well,
So
we could certainly use that 51st senator. It would make one of those two dinos that we also have in the Senate not so
That's right.
relevant anymore.
yeah,
So,
we need
I-
Raphael Warnock for that to make
Yes, exactly.
Manchin and Sinema irrelevant. We need that
Exactly.
seat. So that's why it's important to keep going with that 2 for Blue for Raphael Warnock. Get him
there you
elected.
go.
You don't have to live in that state for that to affect all of us. So, and when we look at it, the big game, they always say all politics is local. Well, it is, but it has national implications. So we have to be involved. I've always
Hey,
said,
John?
if you're in a nice blue state and you can donate to a blue candidate in a red state, please do. Yeah, Joe, you were going to say?
I was going to say in 2024 is Capstick Ted Cruz going to be up for re-election?
I believe it's going to be Cruz. I think it's Cruz,
Good.
which I can't wait for because nobody likes Ted Cruz. Again, he rode in on that Tea Party shit, and the aftermath of that. But he's a dick. Nobody in the Senate, even on the Republican side, likes Ted Cruz as a person. He's just a slime ball. He's a carpetbagger in my book. He's there. He had a plan, And the sad thing is, see, he's a senator, but he got his
Yeah.
eye on president. He always said he wanted to be king of America. That's what he wanted.
Well,
And when he was video of him saying, "I want to be king of America," not president, king.
well, he wants to outdo Trump, huh?
Isn't that exactly what Trump wanted? So
That's
you know what kind
exactly
of
what he wanted.
personality you're dealing with. He's a
A
narcissistic.
lowlife.
Yes, a narcissistic idiot who thinks of nothing but himself, and that's what Trump is. Trump doesn't. The question now with Trump is, and I keep refreshing this because, it's not 7 o'clock yet. The big show ahead starts at 7 o'clock, I think, my time.
Just about.
Yeah, and so he's going to come out and declare. Well, let's start the dog and pony show.
I do declare.
Yeah. It's it's all going to start. The sad thing about our politics is it never ends. 2 years is not much time, and we have
No.
elections
No.
every 2 years. So it seems sometimes like, especially for me in the last 6 years, 7 years, almost doing this, that my whole life turned into politics. I long for the days before Trump came along where, I hated George W. Bush. I thought he was a freaking idiot. I thought he opened up a can of worms in Iraq, and look where that led us. And
Where does that leave?
it
What about
led to
Cheney?
well, Darth Cheney was a businessman.
Oh yeah.
That's where he saw money in Iraq. It was a contractors' war. It was money. You talk about money going out the door, getting raped. This country was raped while we were in conflict there, because
The military raped Iraq.
Halliburton made big
Big
cash while
bucks.
we were in Iraq.
big bucks.
Anytime Republicans are in charge, we're raped.
Yes,
Every time.
every time. And then the Democrats really do have to come by and try to clean up the mess that the Republicans make, and we do damn good at it. We're damn good at it. But every cycle, when we're in power, the Republican Party does nothing but it's revenge politics with them. It's all a nasty fight. It's not about policy and what's good for America. Look at that asshole over there. I wouldn't trust him. Young Kin? Well, that sounds Chinese. Really? Did y'all see that?
Yeah.
When he's talking about is it Governor Youngkin?
Yep.
Yeah.
Because that's all that he can do
He puts,
is criticize somebody else, and the man sits there and with one hand he's talking with his mouth and with the other hand he's digging in somebody's pocket.
that's the story of his life.
The grifter's got a grift, and that's all that he does.
The Republicans, or not the Republicans, it's just the maggots. All right, we're seeing the response from the Republican Party finally getting a kick in the head like a mule. Thank you, baby. And they're coming to a realization that they got to chase some shit. They got to get rid of Trump, but not just Trump. It's the maggots. Do you really want people like that at your rallies and shit? No, you don't. You don't want them hanging out in front with their rebel flags and shit out there selling that shit. It's just not American. Give it the program, baby. The Republicans need to take their party back from the maggot crowd.
And that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to reboot. They're trying to reboot their image. And from my part, I don't think they're going to do it. I think they've done that damage.
They've done damage to themselves. That is going to have to. I don't think all of it has sunk in yet. Because tonight, if he declares that he's running again, the maggot crowd is going to be drawn to him. They're going to love it. He's going to go to a rally, and every maggot from 100 miles around is going to be at that rally. But it's going to give the Republican name a bad name. The GOP, the grand old party, baby. It might be who they are in their heart, but they've learned to not let that out from underneath the fucking rock. And when Donnie came around, they all came out from under their rocks. Well, it's up to the Republican Party to chase their asses back in. Let me thank George Murray, who came in with a $10 donation. George, Thank you very much. I appreciate every donation this family gives, and whether it be on Patreon or on Super Chat. I say that an awful lot because I really mean it. It is what it's what keeps us afloat, baby. It's what keeps us floating and pays the bills, and we appreciate the hell out of it. So every one of you. Yes.
When Trump came into the spotlight, it all started. It all began when we elected the first black president.
It
They
indeed,
lost their shit.
indeed, Ed.
Lost their,
I preach that all the time. All the time. I was never so proud of this country as when Barack
Indeed,
Obama
me
was
too.
elected and the way he served. And I'm not only going to throw him in. To me, it was like the Kennedys. It wasn't just John F. Kennedy. It was
No.
John and
Jackie O.
Jacqueline Kennedy, his wife. What she
Jackie
brought to the
O.
White House. And yes, Jackie O. She ended up being Jackie O. I never followed her after that. She's always been Jacqueline Kennedy to me. But when Obama came into the White House, Michelle brought that same sense of I don't know how to describe it, dignity into that house. And I mean, I was just warmed by it. And then we had that Tea Party, baby, all rising up, with pictures of Obama dressed as a witch doctor or some bullshit. And ever since then, it disgusted me. But that is what we don't have no mistake. We're still dealing with that today. We call today we call it the Freedom Caucus, because the Freedom Caucus was born out of that Tea Party during that first election. Don't get math going again. Whatever year that in Obama's midterm, when the Tea Party rose up and the Republicans took the House, and that was the Freedom Caucus, and they've been in there ever since. That's Jim Jacket Off Jordan in there.
Yep.
And they're hard to deal with. They're hard to deal with because of who they are. Let me send out a big thank you to Tim Torkelson, who came in with a $20 donation. Thank you, Tim. And said there was no political red wave. The Republicans were all conceited. Here in the home of the brave, Donnie's candidates were defeated. Now we must beat Herschel Walker, the mumble-mouth mean talker. Vote blue and fuck Trump. Outstanding, Tim Torkelson. Yes, I like the way he says it. It's time, baby. There was no red wave. It turned into a red fart. They might get the
Like a
House,
purple rain.
but it's going to be a slim margin in the House because we're not done. We're at 205. I think we have at least maybe 10 more districts that we could pick up, but that would only bring us to 215. So, and while we're thanking, let me thank Anthony Lester, who just came in with a $20 donation and said, Letitia James should announce an independent an indictment plus the DOJ just before the clown announces so it would throw him off. Oh. Let me refresh my
That should
page.
happen.
Anthony, I
That
wish
should
it would.
happen.
Right before 7 o'clock this evening, something about, indictment coming out of Fulton County, Georgia, where Department of Justice starting the first.
That should happen.
I think, at first I was mixed. After the midterms and after we took the Senate, I was thinking, maybe he's going to try to back out. How can he run now? All the Republicans are turning against him. But it's not about winning. I really don't think he's going to declare, because like I said, there's a time between the time he goes on TV and say, I'm going to run for president, until he actually goes down and files the paperwork to become a candidate. Well, there's some time in there. You can raise an awful lot of money in that time. And then if things go south, he can pull out. He can come up with some bullshit excuse. If things are looking good for him, he'll keep going. And then use the Department of Justice and Georgia's investigations as weapons, saying that that's just the DOJ trying to destroy him. And the maggots would eat that up. So that's where we're at. A lot depends on just how strong the Republican Party can hold on to itself, to its dignity, to its integrity, to anything they have left, because they've lost everything else. Their morals, everything. They've thrown everything in the damn ditch when they went for Trump.
Well, they need to separate themselves from that group. That's
Well,
what it
You
comes
know,
down to.
unfortunately, it
he
seems like they're going to keep McCarthy. That's not a good start.
No.
he may think that he if he chooses to run for president that he's going to be protected by something or other and that he's
Exactly.
not going to be indicted. And I don't think so. I think he's going to be indicted whether he chooses to run or not. That is not going to stop Merrick Garland from indicting this fucker because
Yeah.
simply put, he's wrong. He's wrong.
And there are yet things to come because I noticed the chat right now in here is talking a little bit about that they're looking into how much Donnie was making at the Trump hotel in Washington D.C., the old post office that he got transformed into a motel during his presidency. The amount of foreign money spent in that motel, not excessive rates for rooms, meal tabs that were run up. There's that's how
Shouldn't
Donnie
that
was
be
getting.
the emoluments clause, John?
There should be
Mm,
something written in
yes.
our laws about it. I don't know. It seems to me I
Something
heard
about
something
that.
about it.
Right?
It was a way to pay him off for foreign countries to influence us our what happens in this country by merely spending a whole lot of money at his motel. So he could stand up there and say, it's my kids. I don't know. Eric's in charge or, whatever. His whole life is a shell game. That's the only reason he hasn't been in prison before. Trump University, go pricks. He scammed people all his life.
A view from Minnesota
Hello, Keith.
is hello, John. Hello, Blue Dots. Bernadette.
Is that Keith up there in Minnesota? Is that not the old
that is
Eric everywhere?
That is Keith Thompson from Minneapolis, baby.
Yeah. Hey, check it out.
What?
We went with a man of honor and distinction with Barack Obama.
Yes, sir.
And oh gosh, he happened to be a black guy.
Oh my God.
And then we got with Trump. And look at we are now.
Look where we are.
It's pathetic.
It is. I can hear it.
What Trump is doing.
I can hear it in your voice, Keith. And I can't. I could never put myself in the position of a black person because it's impossible. But when Obama was elected, I can't tell you how much pride I had for this country. I really can't. And that's coming from an old country white dude. I was proud of my country and still am. And we're not going to stand by, Keith, and watch her destroyed by a bunch of pack of thieves. The unfortunate story is the thieves come from within our own house.
You know what would be cool is if they release the Mueller report unredacted, because that's never been done,
That hasn't been
and it should be a thing, and because we know that Russia meddled in our elections and threw money at it, and he made money in it. We know a lot of things that happened in that investigation that has actually already been exposed. Yeah.
Mueller, I can't remember. I used to have it in my head, the quote from Mueller, because somebody sent it to me on a T-shirt, and it's the whole quote. But Mueller himself said, they cannot remove him from being guilty of a crime. The way he said it, I can't remember right now. It'll come back to me in a little while. That whether or not Trump was guilty of a crime.
It's something about whether if he could say that he was not guilty, he would have said that.
If he was not guilty of a crime, we would say so.
Yep.
That's basically paraphrased.
We ain't saying so.
Yeah, and we ain't saying so. Yes, there were in my book. I got to say I cheated because that Mueller report is damn well thick, but there are 10 cases of obstruction of justice in that book that we read.
Yeah.
So
and what was laid out in that report, he did say that.
That's Bill Barr came out immediately and tried to shut that whole damn thing down.
we of America, of our people, could not be defeated from the outside. We could only be defeated
Yeah.
from the inside. And that's where Putin and Trump work like a leech, and they're eating us up.
Yeah, go figure. Headline says Donnie Trump family makes big deal with Saudi Arabia for a real estate deal. I can't read it because the reading is too small in the headline. Headline says Trump family signs deal with Saudi Arabia real estate developer. So Saudi's going to come in and save his ass from all. I don't know. But
Saudi is saving a whole lot of rich asses around here.
yeah.
Mm.
Go figure. Wonder what that means. What could we infer from that? That
new house
Republicans
for
can
Trump.
be bought and sold like hookers, baby, because they are. In my book, they're willing to sell us out. In my book, they
Or
are
at least-
more than
Or
willing.
at least the billionaires in this country.
Well, when you're a Republican, that's who you're talking about, darling. If you're not making over $1 million a year, really, you're just petty scum. Stay away. Go away. And that's sad, but that's what they look at us. We are the working class of this country, baby. We are the groceries don't get to the store without the
Working
driver,
class or
without the
working
driver,
minions.
without the farmer in the field, without the people that actually go to work and produce a nice Tesla car. You're not driving one. It's the working people of this world that has always driven this country. But here late, we're not on the pole here, the totem pole of getting paid. We're down here at the bottom. While we watch corporations, especially in the oil field, record profits up in the hundreds of billions. Are you shitting me? Are you shitting me? And they're still charging out the wazoo for gas? Which, if you do that, you runs across the board, which I mind you, inflation is slowing down. Went down to 2% or not. No, it dropped 2% or something like that. Anyway, it is that drives this inflation. If the cost of fuel goes up, well, that's an excuse. Cost of goods is going to go up because transportation is going to go up. And across the board, we have seen companies that even don't have an impact with it. They'll raise their prices because that's the inflation. There's more chance to make more money. Price of eggs go up. Everything goes up. It'll fall down a little bit maybe,
and
but
now
it
you
ain't
have
never
all these-
going back.
You have all these major tech companies laying off thousands and thousands of people
Yep.
right before the holidays, right before winter starts. How they supposed to pay for heat in their homes?
Yeah.
Or paying their rents.
All of a sudden, it's going to be a scramble. Somebody who was working big in the tech industry is now finding himself needing a job. Let's hope a lot of them can find other opportunities within the tech. But for a lot of us, tech ain't the thing. It's working with your hands and your back. And there's a lot of people across this country, even when we've seen college-educated people who can't get into a job market, having to go to a hands and back type of job to put bread on the table and pay the rent.
Do you
You know what
remember the
amazes
80s,
me,
John?
John?
Yeah. What?
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna
do
say,
you-
if it wasn't for this, if it weren't for the donations we receive in our Patreon, my ass would be at Walmart. How you doing? Come on in, spend your money. It's a great day, ain't it? Nice day. Oh, it's raining outside. I see that. Well, come on in. Stay warm for a while. Go over there and shop a little. I'd be great at it. Because that's where my ass is going when it gets time.
To my white brothers and sisters, I will
That's
say,
me.
how does it feel to be a black person who's had to deal with this for 100 years?
All our lives.
I cannot imagine. I've seen it all my life. And there are other stories I could tell that I would blubber my ass off, and I'm not going to do that. But I can be proud of my life when it comes to race relations in my own life. Fuck yeah, I'm going to be one to stand up and say, yeah, I'm here. I was there then, and I'm here now.
John,
Well,
do you remember the 80s?
The new race is green, and if you ain't got the green, you can't
Yeah.
play to
Yeah, the
play.
rest of the colors don't matter. If you
Nope.
ain't got the green, then yeah, the rest of it is getting
You're all the
less and
same
less
color
important.
to them.
Yeah.
So
Poor,
Military-
hungry, and needing a job.
The Marine Corps Hoorah.
Hoorah, my friend. Hoorah. And we know that deep in our heart, don't we, Keith? We do, brother. We do. It goes deep. You know,
It does
that
go.
oath stays with you forever. What you lived through, what Keith has lived through, what all of us who have served lived through, it will never leave them. But it instills a deep sense of patriotism, a deep sense of knowing what the cost of this is. You know, this democracy of ours, this country, this United States. The problem is we're trying to keep it united. And ever since the Republican Party let that mold seep into their party, and that in itself is challenging the fabric of this country. Really, they want to cut off Ukraine. They want to go that far as to cut off a country that is fighting for freedom. That's not American, man. Where are they going? What direction are they headed in? Because it's not a red, white, and blue picture here, baby. Well, no, I say red. Russia's flag is red, white, and blue. Just pointing that out. Yeah, it means something to us, and it means something to every one of you. I know it does, because I bet there's not a person in this group that hasn't had family members serve somewhere along the line, and it should make all of us proud. Don Cheeto says, "Capitalism is going to capitalize." This is a surprise? No.
And grifters are going to grift.
And grifters are going to grift. So that's where the Republican Party in my book is gone. You know, they are all in on capitalism, but they want it slanted. They want the profits going to the top. They don't want to divide those profits up and spread that wealth through the company. No, there's money to be made, baby. Stockholders, that's who gets the money. You know.
Can you imagine what $1 trillion could do for our school systems?
Think about it, Keith. You know what I think about, Keith? Especially after just having that discussion, me and you being veterans, our defense budget. Could it be cut? Oh, fuck yeah. Oh, fuck yeah. And that's coming from a veteran. We need a strong military, and nothing shows that more than now. Now. But fraud, waste, and abuse within the defense system, oh, fuck.
Agreed.
It's an industry among itself. On how, again, though, I relate to the fact that the sad fact is that's Americans screwing over Americans. That's all it is. Corporate greed. It's a never-ending spigot of money, and it's easy to take advantage of. And
Veteran to veteran.
we could
I
do better.
absolutely have seen that.
Yeah.
And it is so true.
Yeah.
It is so true, y'all.
I remember, of course, a long time ago, I'm looking for something here to replicate the size. It was maybe about the size, a little bit smaller than a CD. It was made out of plastic. And this little plastic was just about 1/4 of an inch thick, and it was cut to a 45-degree angle on one end. $850. But that was to extract a card out of a computer, and remind you, computers were a different thing in the early 70s. So, we're not talking about home computers. They're not around yet. But within the computers as a navigation system, I would have to take that card and put it in there and then push it down, and it would pop the card out, pop that circuit card out, so I could replace it. And I could do the same thing with 2 popsicle sticks. Anything that's not conductive, I could just stick it in there and pop it right out. $800 and something, and we had to buy a shitload of them, and it was ridiculous. It was, even back as far as that, you go, really? That much? It's fucking plastic. It's a piece of plastic. You could go find you a piece of plastic and shave it down with your knife and do the same damn thing. That's capitalism, baby. That's where we are. And it's sad to see that. And I'm sure it still goes on today. Remember the thing about the hammer? Two-page description of what a hammer is. It's lost in the description. And but we need to get a handle on that.
Yep. Didn't Trump have a golden toilet at the White House?
I think he's got one at Mar-a-Lago. I mean, yeah, at Trump Tower, I know. In Trump Tower, I think he does. He has a golden toilet up there, which is, suits his ass. He thinks he's that. That's where his opulence is the first hint of who you're dealing with. That he wants to make a point that he's wealthy, that he has that air about him that this is, look at all of this. Everything's gold. Everything I touch is gold. And everything he touches turns to shit. But for years and decades, he has made money at it. Trump steaks, Trump wine, Trump university. It kept going. Whatever. It was always a grift of one way or another. It was always about making money. Woo!
What happened?
And then it went quiet.
Yeah, it went quiet.
What happened? What
We
happened?
were listening.
God damn, Joe, I was counting on you to jump right in there, buddy.
I was going to jump right in there, but I had a brain. I had a brain fart.
Oh, man.
Uh-oh.
You know what I forgot? All of a sudden it dawned on me. I was supposed to play your song, and I didn't hook it up. I have to have that little speaker that they get, my Bluetooth speaker in here, so I can put it up next to the microphone so I can play it. I told Travis we need to get together so you can record on it. And you're really good. I'm impressed, buddy. I wish I could sing like that. I can't. I don't.
Okay, who's snoring?
I don't know.
Ed.
Did somebody go to sleep? Are we that?
I don't know.
I think it's Ed Beatty. Or does he have a dog?
Or somebody's got a little sinus going on, maybe.
Is your dog snoring again?
That happened once
It's a dog.
before.
It's in the chat. Somebody's sleeping. BW said. Well,
I couldn't sleep last night. I was attacked by a possum.
you were attacked by a possum.
Yeah,
When was this, Joe? I know.
Last night.
I know it's not while you was in bed, or Mama still be hitting you with a broom.
no, it was about 12 midnight. I went outside to start Mama's truck. She goes to work at 12 o'clock. Got to be there at 1.
1 o'clock in the morning.
And I heard something right by my foot, and it was a possum. And my little Dutch Hound dog went after it, and I jumped up in the air. I didn't know I could fly.
I call those incidents things that will make you hurt yourself.
Boy,
It was just a possum.
Yeah, just a possum. It scares the shit out of you. All of a sudden, you're going to turn and run into something, trip over
Hey, when
something, back up.
Oh yeah, when something smiles at me and it's got more teeth than I do, I get scared.
I heard that.
No, seriously. Somebody or something is snoring.
It's Ed.
That's Ed. It's Ed.
Ed,
Wake up, Ed.
Hello.
Ed, are you with us?
There you go.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
Yeah.
We thought you'd snore, dozed off on us.
Kind of.
That's all right.
Hey, he was a little too
See,
comfortable.
we have purpose in life. We can relax you so much here, we'll put your ass to sleep.
Hey, it was a
no,
long
I
day.
wasn't bored. I wasn't.
That's all right, Ed. Don't worry about it. Brother.
Wait, it's 8:15. It's already past his announcement or something.
What happened? Has he done it
No,
yet?
it's not.
Somebody
No, it's
refresh his
on
screen.
the- 9.
Eastern Standard Time.
Oh,
Well, Ed,
Correct.
I know we had to pick on you.
it's kind of a thing here in the family. If everybody
That's right.
Well, I mean, did he? I don't know if he made that announcement. Didn't make that announcement. I'm just hoping the Attorney General will make that same announcement also.
That would be good.
Wait a minute. I
Don't-
Cannot
don't
stand
hold your
for Trump to come
Don't
back
hold
to
your
the
breath.
ring.
Oh, hang on a second.
I would love to donate some golden handcuffs to cuff him up.
yeah,
Exactly.
I would donate to that cause in a heartbeat. In a
Can,
heartbeat.
can you make it that kind of gold that turns your arm green because it ain't
There you
real?
Yeah.
There you go.
We don't want to waste the good. We don't want to waste the good
Yeah.
handcuffs
Good.
on his ass.
No, not good gold.
I,
I'll invest in that.
you know,
Those secret
it's going to
jail.
be hard to deal with this for the next, and I'm expecting a long time yet, because nothing short of imprisonment is going to satisfy any of us.
No.
His ass should be
No.
in jail. So we don't know how this is going to go. It's going to test the limits of the laws itself, because we've never been in this position before, is to bring formal charges against a former president for the
Well,
things
well-
that they are considering charging him with, especially.
Treason.
Yes,
I hope they charge him with treason.
with seditious conspiracy, at least.
Mhm.
He conspired to
20 years.
overturn this election. You know,
Yes, absolutely. I agree.
And if nowhere else
guys.
but down in Georgia, that's evident as hell, because we all heard him. All I need to do is
Guys,
find
I think this was
11,708.
an act of treason.
That's exactly
Well,
what he did,
you know,
and
Brian
continues to
Kemp-
do.
Brian Kemp had to go before the
January 6th.
go testify. Not the January 6th committee. He went before the grand
The,
jury down
grand
in
jury.
Georgia today.
Oh,
And,
that's right. That's right.
And
Rolodex,
Cassie Hutchison goes tomorrow
Oh,
for the grand jury.
I'm still
Georgia.
saying the first indictments, if there's going to be indictments, I think the first ones are going to come out of Georgia. Out of
Absolutely.
Sure.
I think there's the solid
Also-
case that you have.
The it's not the special master, but the person who's going to oversee Trump's records in the New York case from
His corporation,
yes, his corporate case. The
right?
she's been appointed. Her name is Judge Jones, and apparently the judge in that case picked her. She's a retired judge. He picked her because both sides, Letitia James and the Trump lawyers, had named
Agreed
her,
to- well, there
and
you go.
she agreed to overlook. She's the same judge that took on the Michael Cohen case, so she has experience.
There
Yes.
you go.
She has experience, and she's going to oversee his papers and his documents, and yeah, so that case is progressing too. So,
Yeah, it's going to be a show. It's going to be a show.
Mhm.
I'm sorry, I got disrespected
I
by
have
somebody
to get
talking
some
about
popcorn.
buttermilk and hot sauce. And y'all make a person hungry sometimes. That chat, I'm telling
they're
you.
passing
Oh,
recipes on there. I don't know.
Over there talking about food, and I'm thinking, wait a minute, what do you put in that? That's the joy of this family, baby. We cover so much. You know, we've covered.
but John, it's about that time for you to start running credits. So, you
Oh
know,
my goodness, look at there.
yes, it is.
time flies when you're having fun.
It does. It does. I enjoy this. It is. Believe it or not, this is. It's a great relief to do this show every day, because it gives me a couple hours in here that I'm going to be distracted from the other bullshit you got to deal with in life. You know, sort of like
Yes.
you know, it's there's things that you have to deal with you don't want to, and well, I get a break. Don't bother me. I'm in here when the doors close, the studio's open. That's you go. So. No,
There's no-
it's
Not alone in your thinking, John.
no.
You got a lot of people who are following your
I'm
words, doing the same things.
I'm a lucky guy in that respect, but I remind people all the time of that. I'm not saying anything different than what you're probably thinking. Wait a minute, it's reloading. No. Poland says it was hit by Russian-made missile. We know that. Okay, that was the headline. I thought it was going to say something about Donnie, but nope. He ain't backed out of it yet. He's still holding on to it. Anyway.
You know, personally, I still say, what if he gave a speech and nobody put a microphone out there?
Well, what if he gave a speech and all you could hear was,
What if he gave a speech and nobody came to hear it?
there you go.
There you
That's
go.
what that's what we got to work to. And again, I think we're going to see that coming up in the Republican Party, because more and more Republicans are going to turn against him. You know, they have to. You know, they can't keep up this charade of bullshit that Trump represents. You can only sell so much bullshit. That's how come there is no Trump University. There's
That's
none of
right.
that shit, because it's only good for a limited amount of time, because eventually
Well,
the customer
you know, the
figures out.
Republicans since the election, the Republicans are trying to part ways with his ass as fast as they possibly can.
Yep, the shit sack is full.
The only thing I can
Yeah.
say is run faster. Let me thank Michael Johnson, who came in with a $5 donation and said, "Alternative reality. I try to be here to ratify your voice. Fuck Trump, America." Michael,
Yeah.
thank you very much. I appreciate it tremendously.
Hell yeah.
That's why we're all in this fight, you know, because we have to fight against an alternative reality that Donnie Boy pumps out, and evidently we're going to see a display of it tonight. I can only imagine
That-
what his speech is going to be like.
Hopefully.
Marcia asked me, "Are you
Hey,
going to
John?
watch it?" No, I don't want to, but curiosity killed the cat, and I swear this shit's going to kill me. One
There's
day.
that part, yeah.
What, Joe?
Oh, I forgot. Hey, Don, you're gonna have to get with me. I got a surprise. I got a surprise for you,
What kind of
and it's
surprise you got?
yummy.
Are you
It's
shitting
yummy.
me? Are you shitting me? Did you cook something?
Mama's making some pan de polvo.
Pan de pollo?
Pan de polvo.
Polvo.
It's a little.
Hey, all you
how
have to
can
do
I-
is start with pan, and I'm there.
There you go.
I'm not stupid. It's the first two to get you. Pan de what?
That's right, and it goes real good with coffee, and it
Right.
melts in your mouth.
Really?
So-
I will probably be over at HEB in the next day or two. I'll give you
Okay.
I'll give you a ring when I head that way. Most of
Give
the
me
time
a
I've
ring.
been going to, I think they're building me an HEB over here, dude. Next time you
Where?
come this way and you go down 624, you come to the four-way at 666. That's right, people.
Yeah.
John lives on the Devil's Highway. You didn't know that. 666. Yeah, where 666 meets 624. All right.
Yeah.
Then you turn to go into Corpus.
Yeah.
Do you know where that? Man, let me think. You know where Holy Cow is, where they sell.
Yes,
Okay. When
I sure do.
When you right before you get there, start looking to your right on that open field, and you're going to see they've already set some pretty good pipes in there for sewage and water lines. And this is a big park. I swear, buddy, I think they're going to build me an HEB there.
Ooh, doggy.
Oh,
Man,
Well, that's gonna be
that
closer.
would be nice. That would be a whole lot closer than having to drive the 20-something miles I got to go to get to the one I go to now, and that's one way.
Yeah.
So,
Hopefully they sell gas.
that would be cool. They probably would if they're going to build one. Let's go sell gas too.
All right. Well.
Anyway, in the meantime,
Anyway.
if I do get Marcia out to shopping, the only place she's going to go is going to be to Mathis. Marcia doesn't like to go to the big one. She likes her old. Believe it or not, we still like our old HEB in Mathis.
Oh well.
They don't sell as much
Mama's
stuff.
gonna be there. They don't sell as much stuff as
No.
they used to.
So there's not as much to distract your ass. Go in there and get the basics, get the hell out. Anyway, Joe, thank you for
Yes.
coming in here, brother. I appreciate it tremendously. I'll be seeing you soon.
Good.
Be
You
looking
betcha.
forward to picking up a little treat there. That's
There you
that's
go.
the nice thing about having the Blue Dot near you. Shit, Joe lives right
Hell
down
yeah.
down the road from you a while. Anyway, Joe,
Yes,
thank
sir.
you for coming in here and
You're very welcome.
and joining the conversation. Let me see if Ed is Ed, are you there? No, Ed is still sleeping, so we'll let Ed sleep. But we appreciate him coming in and joining in using his voice when he was awake. Anyway, miss you, Chick. Thank you very much, baby. Coming
You're
in and joining
welcome,
the
John.
conversation. Always a pleasure.
don't
to have
forget to like, share, and subscribe.
like, share, and subscribe to a Blue Dot in Texas. And then on that note, go by, if you're on Facebook, go by John Berneveau Speaks. And no, I did not come up with that name. But it has been there a long time. John Berneveau Speaks, Blue Dot family. Go by there and join Candy Guidry and the group over there. It's always entertaining. They stay on top of things. And it's just a kick in the butt over there. But go and try that out. And all that. And like, share, and subscribe. But Miss Chick, we appreciate you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, John.
And let me see. Keith, my man up in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Hoorah, Semper Fi, my friend. Thank you for coming in here, Keith. I appreciate
Right
your
here
voice.
with you, bro.
You have
What's
been
the
for
Blue
so
Dot?
long, brother. You've had my back for so long.
We share the same things.
Yes, we do, brother.
Hoorah.
Hoorah, hoorah. Anyway, Keith, take care of yourself. I love you. And Bernadette, As always, what can
Yes,
I
sir.
say, Sweat? I think everybody knows we got this thing. We got a thing going on.
Yeah.
He's my
Anyway,
Hey, you know what?
it's not
Hold on,
like that.
John.
Y'all get
Like
your
I
mind
said
out
in
of the
the chat,
gutter. See how they are? They
like
immediately
I,
jump. See how they are?
Now
Is it
wait,
Luther
I'm gonna have
Vandross?
a fight.
uh,
I,
Bernadette is my
I,
girlfriend.
I know, but I'm not stepping on nobody's toes. She lies deep in my heart, though. I love her dearly. She knows it.
hey,
She knows it.
thank you to everybody who donated tonight. You guys, a marvelous family. This is a marvelous family, and I love how we take
Generous,
care of
thank
one
you.
another. And may everybody get a good night's sleep, just like Ed tonight. Okay?
Sleep like Ed. That should be the name of the show tonight.
That's right.
Sleep like Ed. Anyway, y'all take care of yourself. Again, try to put a smile on your face tomorrow, baby, because no matter what the day brings, if you can manage to find that one smile, you're going to make it through no matter what it is.
The
Anyway,
wonderful thing about this family is that we can pick on each other and laugh.
you know what? I was going to tell them,
And
for
good humor.
everybody in the chat over there, if you think this is fun, go over to the Blue Room when we're not on the air. Oh, yeah. Hang on to your britches, baby. The conversation goes all sorts of directions over there. And that's where we're going.
Yeah, it does.
Right after this.
Right
And
after
we
the
should
show.
all sleep like we won the Senate.
That's right. So if you're on YouTube, Facebook right now, and you're listening, you're wondering what the hell's that, go to download Discord, which is a free app. Better yet, you can go to bluedotintexas.com, and there is a link there, and follow the instructions to download Discord. It is a free app. It's no charge for anything. Good night, Mary Ellen. I seen it.
Who's snoring?
Good, good night, Ed.
Snoring.
It's a thing. There's lots of things in the Blue Dot family. That's why you should come over to Discord. You know all this shit. But yeah,
Right?
come over there and join the conversation because it cooks. Anyway, y'all take care of yourself. Y'all say goodnight to everybody.
Good night.
Good night, everybody. We'll be back here again
Good night, everybody.
Thursday for another Blue Dot
And for the
family meeting.
person who is snoring, where that is.
Oh, good night, Ed.
Good
Oh,
night, Ed.
love you, Ed.